right, good morning, chat. Let me know how do I sound. I don't know if this mic actually works properly, so let me know if you can hear me in the chat. What's going on, and welcome to week 2 of the 5-week program. How you guys feeling? How's everyone doing with the program? Is everyone at least enjoying what's going on stream? Hacking a little bit? What's happening? What's everyone up to? I'm gonna try and keep up with chat. This is hard. This is so hard to keep up with. There's a lot of you guys. All right. So for today, I have a couple of announcements. If you're watching this, the YouTube video that was dropped has a free code to the course. So if you want a course for free, the code in there is available. You can grab it, and then if the code goes away, there's another coupon in the chat. Let me know if you're finding bugs, by the way. I'm looking at the chat. I know this person just said, I found my first XSS on IBM. Congrats. That's awesome. If you're finding stuff, let me know. I know a couple of people have messaged me. I think we've had 2 really, really good cases with bug bounties. One, an XSS to an account takeover on a bug bounty program. This person was very brave and went after the bug bounty program. And the second one was an RCE on Coca-Cola. Yeah. On Coke, we had an RC. So I know in the background, a lot of you guys are hacking, but I just don't know what is the success rate for everybody else. So I would love to hear more. Let me know in the chat or just come and share on Discord. All right. Should we just start with a Q&A? And then maybe we can do some labs on Portswigger. I'm going to log into Portswigger Website Academy. Let me quickly log in Website Academy. Where is it? There we go. And then we'll go to here. I got to log in really quickly to my account. Maybe we can do some of the labs on Portswigger. What do you guys think? Dark Elder, thank you so much for the tier 1. I appreciate the love on Twitch. Abhinav Secondary, thank you so much for that sub, for resubscribing. Aphasia Official, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Everyone that's resubscribing and coming back, I really appreciate it. Let's see. I got to change some stuff here. All right. Let's see. I'm all logged in. I just need to go to Website Academy now. Okay, let's put this over here so I have my chat. All right, let me see what some of the questions that are coming in really quick. No bounties yet. Hidden Daimler trucks pretty hard. That's awesome. Found 3 XSS. Nice. Very cool. Are they triage? Are they still in pending? What's happening? Got a free coupon code. Well, thank you. Thank you. Enjoy the course. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I didn't think that was one of my better videos, but people are enjoying it at least. Portswigger just has 1 lab for IDOR. That's a bummer. Let's see if there's other IDOR labs we can find. Damn, they only have 1, huh? That's not fun. I got an idea. I got an idea we could do. Let me see. They have more? Where? Can you link them? So many XSS and Daimler. Damn. Nice. That's awesome. It was my first submission, so it's good enough. Thanks, Naham, for the 5-week program. Awesome. I'm glad that it helped. Very glad that it helped. Thanks, he said, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yes, that video from an hour ago. Correct. All right, chat. I have a crazy idea. Let me think of how do we do this. I think instead of doing a lab, I want to show you guys something else. Give me one sec. It is still going to be in the same, like, it's about IDOR, but I have a better idea. Hold on. Let me think of this really quick. Where is it? One sec. So what I'm going to do is as a part of that course, we created a this NahamSec store that has a couple of phones in it. I don't remember where they are, honestly, but I have a cool idea on how to look for them. Just give me one sec. I got to figure it out. Okay, let me see. So I gotta go to this. I want to share my screen here in just a sec so you guys could also watch it. Okay, let me see. The store. Okay, so I don't know if I'll find IDOR, but I kind of want to show you guys what is. So you watch the video, right? So in the video, I show you what I do in the bottom with my network tab, and then I kind of want to put that into an example so you guys could watch that. What do you think? What's up, Matt? Steak? How you doing? It's been a while. What do you guys think? So this is a part of the course that you get access to. Hopefully I don't dox myself. There we go. All right, we're good. So let me put myself like right here. Or right here, maybe? Okay, that's better. Okay, so yes, I am on a Mac. Hate me all you want for it. Okay, so I'm trying to make this. Okay, this is I think our best bet. So this is the app that you get. You can register. We'll just do like test@gmail.com. We'll log in. So this is okay. So because I don't have a lot of space on here, we're gonna push this maybe to the right. Let's see. Maybe that should work. So when you refresh the page, you can go here. You can see all the requests. Oops, all, and it's gonna show pictures. Nothing really that interesting. So we're gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna go here, click network again. So we can see there's making a product call. Nothing super interesting. There's no API calls being made in the backend. The reason why I have this open usually is because if there's an API call being made in the background or an AJAX call being made in the background, you can catch it right here. And that will allow you to be able to see, if there's multiple calls sometimes it's, grabbing the user profile, and maybe sometimes the user profile has different objects it's grabbing, right? So it could be user dash, user /1 / address, user /1 / I don't know, credit card, whatever that is, right? And you want to see all of those and test them out. So for this one, not a whole lot of stuff, but we see there's a product ID here. We can change that to a 2. That is going to come here. This obviously is not an IDOR itself, because of the fact that It's not private information so much. It is kind of public, so we don't really care for that, right? So we can go to orders, and there are no orders, so we can probably make one. This one probably takes an order. We can do a create U-turn. It makes an auth. So if we do 2, there's nothing there. Looking at XSS, for example, I'm going to try and also talk about XSS while we do this, while we focus on IDOR. I kind of want to use this app to show you guys what I look for ones. Here, right off the bat, you can see there is the text being reflected in the page not found from this URL address bar. So if I put NahamsEC here and that page isn't found, so if I put something random here and I put NahamsEC, it reflects this, right? So we have a couple of options here. We can look for NahamsEC, see where it reflects. So it looks like it's coming into this class, and that's it. But you want to check this because sometimes you may go into a script, for example, right? So we're going to go in here, and now we can test for XSS by putting our underline in there, and then obviously you can just pop in an alert now to do this. So a lot of times what you want to do is you want to always, if you see something in here, even if you don't see it, if you put something on here that you think may be reflected on the page, you want to look for it, okay? I'm going to try and focus mostly on XSS. I mean, not XSS, IDOR today. Obviously, I haven't had enough coffee today, chat. But we're also going to kind of, I want to show you guys how you can, put XSS as something you look for and then add IDOR to the rest of it. But let's go in here and do maybe like add to basket. We go to our item. Let's do this again. Let's see what it looks like. Looks like it makes a call to basket, right? Nothing else. It looks like there's no address in our address book. So we're going to do test street, tester 1. We'll put test and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. You have a couple of options. You can do this right now while you can open up like your Burp Suite or whatever tool you use and send the request and see what it looks like. So I'm going to look at this one. It looks like it is, first of all, redirecting to this. So this would be a cool one to test. We're going to send to repeater. There are no IDs being exchanged. I'm going to actually drop this, go in here and replay it. And let's see what it does. So it looks like it goes back to basket, but what happens if we change this? It goes to, where is it? Test. Also wonder if we could do something like maybe add test 1. So maybe we can do something like, so it helps to have a look at all these things because you can find vulnerabilities. So it looks like it goes here. Maybe you can do something like JavaScript maybe instead. So maybe it allows us to do like a JavaScript alert 1. And if that works, in some cases, depending on how the program is created, it could actually turn into a vulnerability. So let's go in here. It looks like it is vulnerable. In a bug bounty program, it's hard because it is a post request. So unless you have CSRF here, it's probably not going to be something worth reporting, but I kind of want to look at it. Now let's go to our store again. So it goes accounts, settings. Turn that off. Ooh, let's go to address book. So we have all these addresses. Also, we're going to put there's XSS in here. We can try it out actually. So we can do like a test 1, 2, 3, and you can also refresh this. So it looks like it is sanitizing it here. If I do test street, they're all in the same context. I would play around with this sometimes. I'm not sure. You can keep going at it because one of these, I would actually test all of these different fields. So let's do something crazy like this in case there's a filtering in place. We'll do that one. We'll do our name. Let's send it. Okay, that's not working. But what about delete? So here's a really good place to look for an IDOR. There is a lot of different, not a lot of different, but there is some functionality here. But what happens if I activate this? It's queuing, and then we delete. Now it looks like, even though it wasn't giving us an ID back, it is giving us a delete ID. So we can probably delete someone else's ID. I don't know if I want to delete that right here first. I would honestly go make another account in this case and see if you can do some stuff with it, okay? So what I would recommend here is, if you don't know, if you for sure have access to this, then probably create another account. So all these are going to do this. Okay, so that's a good place to look. Honestly, a lot of times what I've noticed is the deeper you go into the app, so sometimes you could have multiple things. So, in an address, you could have maybe different buildings. There's a work, there's a home. All those functions have their own addresses. The deeper you get into the app, the higher the chances of phones that happen. But let's see. We're gonna make. Sometimes you also need to generate data. So in this case, we have no data, and we can't really find any phones. So that's why I'm creating this. Now, if I click this one, now it's getting us an address ID. So if I send this to basket, it looks like it's showing our address. So it's Mr. Tester 1. I'm gonna just copy this class because I don't know what the name of the next address is gonna be. What I'm gonna do is address 1. So this way I can look for it. So it looks like it is showing us the address for somebody else. So even though we couldn't, in theory, we don't know if we could delete an account, right? But and you can't see your own address. You can't get the address view through your profile. Within Basket, it allows you to do that. So now I can do this, and it works. So we can drop this. Now it's going to send it to this person, and we're going to give it a 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 for payment. We're going to again start our intercept, make a payment. That's garbage. It looks like there is an address that's being passed, so we know that's vulnerable already. That's one to report. And then now it's going to orders, and we can see that there are other orders here. So what happens if we do a 3, for example? It looks like 3 also works. I'm not sure. Let's try it again. Let's see if there's any calls being made in the background for this. No, but there's a PDF receipt. What happens if, oops, okay, well, that doesn't want to work. What happens if we click this? So that also looks like it has some stuff, but what happens if we send it? Does that show us anything? What if we do 3? So you guys see, like, the fact that I think one of the things that's really a missed opportunity with bug bounties is a lot of times hackers don't go as far as testing for these. Like, you don't go and purchase something. I usually go and look for the cheapest item on the site and try to order something off of it, because a lot of times that's where people don't test. I think this is supposed to be vulnerable, but the PDF thing may be broken because it looks like it's not showing us anything. All right, let's try a return. So if I go to order ID 4 and I create a return, so this is pretty obvious. It's going to be an XSS in here. I'm not going to put it on there. It's kind of obvious. That's probably what this is. Oh. So here's another thing, like with when I say about context. So if we look at this, we are in the text area. Even though this is not being sanitized, because we're in the text area. You guys see this? Because we're in a text area, it's not going to work. So I'm going to do this one more time. But this time I'm going to do a closing text area. So it's really, really important for you guys that you're looking for XSS to look for the context where these actually fire. This is why I push for context a lot of times. All right, let's see what else is on this site. I wonder if change password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I wonder if we can actually change another user's password. That would be kind of, I don't remember this lab honestly. That would be kind of obvious though. So it looks like change password doesn't work. Okay. It does work, but it's not vulnerable is what I'm trying to say. Let's close this again. So we've looked at these already. Let's see what else is in settings. Change email maybe. So this one doesn't work either. I mean, it works, but it just doesn't have an ID attached to it. And then what else? Settings. I kind of want to try this, but I don't. Okay, we're going to drop this one. I don't want to lose my account. Let's go to settings. All right. So it looks like this is most of the functionality for this specific site. Also, like, this is an obvious one to look for, cross-site scripting. I know a lot of you guys love doing these. Honestly, if I had $1 for every time someone sent me a search XSS, I'll probably have a good amount of money. So let's try this. It's another case of actually looking for context again. So this will probably work. So we can go back now. Whoops. And it works. Cool. So this should be the practice you guys make while while you look for vulnerabilities. Every field that you see anywhere in this, on this website, you want to test for an XSS. So anytime I see something here, I'm going to put XSS payload in it. And anytime I open up a page that could load some information, so for example, returns, you want to look at this. A lot of times there's going to be a lot of calls in the background that you may miss, okay? All right, quick midway checkpoint. Can I ask you guys for a giant favor? Go on youtube.com/nahamsec. If you're watching this on YouTube already, then you're already there. Do me a favor, go click on this video. I need you to hit this with a like. There's 200 and something of you guys watching this. If you haven't seen it, you should watch this video. It would also help you with this week's content. But you gotta do me a favor, click that like button on here so we can get it up and help me with the algorithm as well. So the semicolon trick isn't a trick. It's just you have to look for context. I explained this in one of the in last week's video is context. So if I do test 1, 2, 3 here, what's happening with this test 1, 2, 3 is that it's being displayed, it's being assigned to this variable here, and it is a valid JavaScript to do this. So what you're doing is you're saying, hey, I want to close this test 1, 2, 3 variable, just like they are with this apostrophe right here. And I want to do a semicolon, same thing. So if you add it here, let's do it again. Now it's done that part, but there's invalid JavaScript at the end right here. What you're doing now is you're adding on to that. You go alert. And then once you do your alert function or whatever you want to confirm, import, whatever, you want to comment out the rest. So everything that comes after it becomes a comment, because if you don't do that, usually it is not going to fire, even though you have an alert in there. Right here, it's not going to fire because there is invalid JavaScript at the end of this. So if I even do this, it probably won't work because it's still not valid JavaScript. You have an extra apostrophe, or not apostrophe, an extra semicolon at the end of it. So you want to comment those out with this double slash, and it works. I just saw JB making that comment, so I want to kind of walk through it. Yes, there is an update coming to Udemy. We are We have, I think, 3 hours of content already. I got to work on a few more. I think it's going to double the amount of content we have on there. All right. How we feeling, chat? You guys are quiet. How does this feel with, the upcoming week? So if it gets automatically escaped, like you're asking, you have to see what, there's been times, honestly, it depends if they've properly done it or not. There's been times that I've done a backslash quote myself that's worked. Sometimes you can do a new line. It kind of tricks the application, but there are times where it doesn't work. So there's going to be times where you can't escape out of this or close out of that because it's already been escaped. So you have to do trial and error and see what works and what doesn't work. A lot of times when it is being properly escaped with a backslash, then it probably means that they probably are sanitizing your input properly. Where do I start cybersecurity? I have content on this. This is not the right place to ask that question, so I'm just gonna let this be, especially since you've asked it a couple of times. Okay, I'm gonna have to give you a bump since you're asking the same question over and over. I'm trying to get back into streaming. Honestly, I don't enjoy streaming as much as I used to, at least. But it is a part of the game. I want to make sure you guys are succeeding uh, with this week's program or this 5-week program. So, yeah, I just wanted to kind of host this and make sure you guys get some value out of this and get you guys some bugs for you guys. How are you guys feeling about this week? Is anyone even looking for IDOR, or are you guys still gonna look at XSS? Oh yeah, the other thing for this, Jonathan, is sometimes the double quote and single quote may be escaped, but they forget to escape the slash or like the closing tags. There's been times I've just done a closing script and it works. So you want to test those out too. Gonna go with XSS. Yeah, I think what I'm doing next week is we're gonna release the CSRF video next week. It's not so much because I wanna like promote looking for CSRF, but instead what I'm trying to do with CSRF is I want to make it the middle point where you guys are still looking actively for XSS and IDOR, and CSRF is something that's also out there too. You found XSS yesterday. Awesome. That's very, very cool. I'm first proud of you, and welcome to the 5-week program too. If I find a target is directing to another domain, is directing to us, can I hack? That is entirely up to that program. So you want to ask them, maybe see if they want you to hack on there. Otherwise, it's hard to tell. I will do a couple more days in XSS, then integrate IDORs. Hell yeah, that is supposed to be how it's going. I tried it already. It didn't work, but I'll take a look in the neuron and CRLF injections just in case. Yeah, you have to also. There's other. I don't know what the word is for it. The other thing you can try is if they're not properly sanitizing your input and they're doing weird stuff to like convert it, try encoding it and see if it does anything, like HTML entities or just encoding it. You're welcome. Happy to have you as a part of this. CSRF can't be chained with IDOR really. With XSS, sure. If you have like a self XSS, sure. But the point of IDOR is that there's no user interaction, right? Found my first role in the program. It was out. Was an email enumeration. Yeah, email enumerations are usually considered out of scope, unfortunately. It's part of the game, though. It is part of the game. Let me see. During XSS attack, it shows 200 okay, but in intruder, when at least in the browser, then there's no pop-up. I've heard that a lot with a lot of people that they're having issues with burp showing that there's an XSS, but not in the browser. I would always test out your XSS in the browser. Also, why are you using intruder for XSS? You are welcome to hack on DoD. I'm not though. You're welcome. Thanks for joining the streams. I really appreciate it. If it was a PHP shell, I would just tell them like, "Hey, there's a shell on there," and report it. This is a weird one. If someone's uploaded a PHP shell, that is wild. So for this one, it's a good question. It goes also hand in hand with next week's lab. If you're finding XSS in post requests, see if you can chain it with CSRF. With Burp Suite, if you have Burp Suite Pro, all you have to do is right click on the request and say create CSRF POC, and it works. I think you don't need to do too much recon, honestly, for you to be able to find vulns. You can even go as far as using Google Dorking. The point of the recon video is to just give you an idea of how to look for assets and just keep it at that and not do too much automation. You've been a huge mentor to me, and thank you. Many coworkers. Do you work at the company that was a target? Is that what you mean, coworkers, or you just mean in general? You have coworkers that were at the event. Wish you could have made it to Miami. That would have been really fun to meet more people in person. I am going to be at HackSpaceCon. So if any of you guys are in that area and you want to come to HackSpaceCon and hang out, I'm doing both a training, a free workshop, and I'm pretty sure I'm speaking at HackSpaceCon. Best of luck, Satar. I'm rooting for you. Best of luck. Okay, so someone's asking, is this going to be considered valid on bug bounty programs, DDPs? Can you explain to me why that would be a valid? If you can, then we can talk about it. Just because you have an endpoint like that doesn't mean that it's a vulnerability. Let's see. So there's some issues with Discord. I think we're getting a little bit of spam. If you see anybody, tag the mods, or just drop it in the suggestion to ban some people. We're very aware of some of these DMs. Also, I hate to say this, but you may have to just turn off the DMs from our server if you're getting a lot of them. I haven't gotten a lot of like spammy ones. I'm getting actual like legit questions. But if you're getting spammy things, I'm not sure why. What's up, Ram6? How you doing, my friend? Are MacBooks good for hacking? Yes, you just saw me. I'm actually on a MacBook, so let me just share my screen again. I'm on a MacBook. That's what I'm hacking on. Actually, a lot of hackers use MacBook. I hope you make more videos that you were streaming 4 years ago. It was very helpful. That actually helped me getting some real bugs at Nahamsec. Yeah, but those are just really mentally draining for me. I've done it for so long that I really don't enjoy doing them, if I'm being honest. A lot of people want me to come back to the recon thing, and I honestly don't know if it's going to be coming back anytime soon. It hurts to say it, but I may do some like pop-up recon sessions here and there for fun, but that's about it. You work for the company hosting the events. Damn. Maybe next event. It would be really, really cool to meet you. I actually don't take a lot of notes. A lot of it is just outputs from tools that I use as my notes. I don't do any extensive note taking, honestly. I know a lot of hackers that do. I unfortunately don't. Let's see. Are HTML injections valid if I can just insert an image? Well, I want to say no. I say yes because some programs care, but no because you can't really do anything with it other than altering the page. unless you can do some phishing with it, which a lot of times companies don't care. But if you can do HTML in there, there's probably a good chance you can break out of it and add JavaScript too. Any tips for late payments, like how we can approach companies in this situation, dupe, and what is your routine? I don't know what that means. What do you mean late payments? Dupes are a part of the game. It happens to the most of us. I've gotten 2 dupes this week myself. It's a part of the game. If you're finding too many dupes, then you should probably change your methodology and not look for so many easy phones. Mr. Robot, I can't click that link from the chat that I have. It will just highlight it and put it right here. If I click it, so if you want to just DM me, I'm happy to take a look at it. If they're not responding, I would just message Bugbase and see if they can help you out. Unfortunately, I don't even know who Bugbase is or what they do. Should I complete all the labs before I go test on VDP's list? I would say so, yeah. Just make sure you do the labs and understand what those IDORs and XSS look like, and then go and hack on a VDP, yes. So this was the question. I have a few things down in the pipeline for account takeover and business logic. I have a plan on what I want my channel to look like. So I'm telling a story. I'm starting with some vuln types, but there will be a few more. Business logic errors, I don't know if they're worth it, honestly. Not something I enjoy doing, but account takeovers and that kind of vulns are something that I'm going to work on eventually. Yeah, I mean, in IDOR, so IDORs are rare for P1s. They are because they're not really a P1. A P1 is usually something that affects the server and you can do more damage with it than good. The only way you can find an IDOR that could be potentially a P1 is if you can mass edit accounts. So like let's say it's an edit account or edit information, you can do it for everybody. Even worse if there's an XSS in that functionality. So you can edit something, put XSS in it, then you can like account take over everybody. But a lot of times you will see P1s be more towards the server side vulns. I found access on a custom header called X request hit with to kind of make this a valid bug. No, unless you can find a way to inject a header with a request without man in the middling or without like a proxy, then probably not. All right, I see this comment. I found a price manipulation bug on our website, NahamSec. I've seen this comment like a million times. It's not a question, it's a statement. I'm just gonna put you on timeout. I'm gonna DM you on Discord. Yes, please do. All good. Would you report a self-stored XSS? Yes and no. Some programs, if you can find like a login CSRF and then do XSS for self, maybe they'll take it. Depends. Like, can you also chain that self-stored? Can you make it so a CSRF is in place where you can create that XSS stored, like a stored XSS on that app? Then yes. I know a couple of companies that take it because it's stored, but I personally wouldn't report it without being able to escalate it a little bit more. Thank you so much. I wonder if this is going to actually work. Dang it. That would have been really, really cool if it worked. That would have been very fun if it worked. But thank you for that. I really appreciate it, Ram60. Thank you so much, man. I am reading Twitch. I'm answering questions from both. I literally answered a question from there. I answered this that was from Twitch. Methodology wise, this is why we're doing the 5-week program. Start with the past videos and go through them. As far as my first bug, it took me a couple of weeks, but I had a background in hacking and it was not a really good bug that I'm proud of. My first really, really cool bug that made me money took me about 3-4 months of trying, and I finally got a couple of bounties. All right. I think this is a good place for us to call it, chat. I wanted to kind of keep up with the streams to do these check-ins with you guys to, talk about the 5-week program. Hopefully you're enjoying this as much as I am with hosting it. Shout out to you guys that are finding Vones. Shout out to everybody that's been hosting things on Discord and kind of helping each other and collaborating with one another. Shout out to you guys. Remember that there is a Discord event happening later today. It is hosted by INS, and he'll be going live in 3, 4, 5 hours from now, almost a little bit less than 5 hours. So if you want to come watch him do more labs, join him. He's not doing labs, actually. He's going to be doing a live hacking session. So if you guys want to join him, he'll be on there as well. Other than that, if you haven't already, do me a favor, like that video that I just posted. Drop it if you have liked it already. I'm going to put it back on the screen really quick. Do me a favor, drop a comment and drop a like on this. It would help me a lot with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. And I will see you all in next week's stream. Come hang out on Discord. Peace.